Hey guys, so season 4 of The Chosen, episode 7 and 8 just came out in theaters, and the trailer also dropped for those two episodes. So we're going to go ahead and react to it and break it down just to see what we should be expecting for these next few episodes. All right, let's go ahead and do it.
What the Father allows, what I allow, in order to bring about my.
So there we see Mary, Martha, Mary, and Jesus, and the disciples in the back. And I'm assuming this is exactly when Jesus and the disciples arrive to Bethany, where Lazarus lives, and them, mourning and grieving. So,
Father's will. It can be.
so Jordan Ross, the guy that plays Little James, actually has an actual limp or disability as well. So it's kind of cool how they pretty much they put that all together in the show and in his life. And here we've been seeing more and more often how he has been, and Mary Magdalene has been seeing how he's been limping more, how he's been hurting more lately. So I wonder what it is. I wonder if his disability is getting worse, whatever he has is getting worse, and maybe it's starting to really really affect him. And see what happens with him as a disciple, right? So especially when we saw in season 3, episode 2, where he was talking to Jesus, and if eventually he'll get healed or not. So very interesting to see. Let's go ahead and continue.
I know. And that hurts my heart. I don't expect you to understand now.
So Thomas continues to grieve, right? Like, and he's really really starting to, I guess, uplift his spirits just a little bit more. But this is gonna be very very interesting because he's gonna see Lazarus being raised from the dead, and he's probably going to be questioning if Jesus raised Lazarus, why couldn't he save Rama, right? So yeah, that's going to be very very dramatic.
But you'll understand in time.
This is for the most important king the world has ever known.
So there, if you don't know the story in John chapter 12, I believe it's when um, Jesus comes from Jesus comes to Bethany, and Mary anoints him with oil, and the whole story, Jesus says that she came to prepare him for burial, which is one of the most interesting things that I've read throughout the entire Bible, just because she gave him and anointed him out of faith, right? And the disciples start to question, why would you do this? It could have been safe for the poor. But Jesus himself rebukes the disciples and says, no, she's done this service for me because you won't always have me, right? So yeah, pretty cool.
Perhaps all of us, myself included, have been too quick to take offense toward Jesus.
So it's crazy because Shmuel and Yusuf have been, since season 1, they haven't seen eye to eye and everything, and now it looks like both of them are starting to really see eye to eye in the Sanhedrin, and then being Pharisees. So it's cool to see how they're going to maybe work together. We hope. We don't know, and maybe try to take Jesus' side completely, which I believe that'll be the case eventually. And we know Yusuf is Yusuf of Arimathea, the one who granted the burial site where Jesus was buried. So yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Sanhedrin is well beyond that.
I am somewhat curious about the miracle.
So there we see Pontius Pilate, and then we also see Herod. Herod obviously being in episode 1, the king of the Jews, the king of Israel, and then Pontius Pilate, who was the governor of the region. And obviously Pontius Pilate, we didn't see a lot of him this season, but he's going to, I'm assuming he's going to play a bigger role throughout these next few seasons because we know what happens, right?
It's true then.
I have seen some.
So Atticus, it's interesting because Atticus, we only saw him in a few of the first few episodes, and now I'm starting to wonder with what he said there, like, is he gonna come to believe or not? Is he going back and forth? What's he dealing with? What? And he's seen things, and it makes me start to wonder. Okay, if he's seen all these things, what's the reason for him not believing yet? Right? Is there a threat from Rome? What is it? Right?
Things that I can't explain.
Now that I
Then we see them there. Lazarus is going to be raised from the dead. And take a look in the back. Who's that? Thomas right there, right? So, yikes. That's going to be a very, very tough one because there's going to be a lot of questioning probably throughout these next few episodes or the next few seasons for sure. And that all leads to him, eventually becoming Doubting Thomas. I'm pretty sure that's the director setting it all up to do, which I found very creative.
here, physical death does not interrupt our eternal life.
One of the things that I love about The Chosen, if you guys haven't seen yet, but let me go back to this. So right here, John is writing all this stuff down, just like Matthew is too. So this is the story you can find in John. So I don't know. I find those little details very, very cool to see.
He's coming! Jesus! He's finally here!
So all the palms, what does that mean, right? Palm Sunday. And obviously they're not actually putting down the palms yet, so Jesus hasn't entered yet, but they're expecting him to come in, right?
This is one of the greatest days in the history of our people. The religious leaders, they'll finally have to admit who he truly is.
I am the resurrection and the life. No matter what happens, I want you to know that in this world, I loved you as my own, and I will love you till the end. Will you come with me?
So there we see Simon Z and Matthew with the donkey. So I'm probably thinking that's probably going to be the end of the season. It's going to end to there, and that's when they're going to enter Jerusalem. And then the show's probably going to end there. I don't think we'll see the entrance of Jerusalem until next season. So we'll see, but that's what they're preparing them for. And obviously the donkey, Jesus went in with the donkey into Jerusalem, right? So, or into the temple, right? So pretty cool. So pretty cool stuff, guys. So all right, this concludes the end of the video, guys. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to the video so you don't miss any more breakdowns and reactions like this. And we'll be having a lot more content out coming soon. So go ahead and react to it. But if you also want to see my latest video on George Janko and his cussing lately, go ahead and check this out, and I'll see you there.